Hey guys, Illogical here. I wanted to make a quick video on just some of the basics of Stellaris. If you are just getting started to Stellaris and have the feeling that you are overwhelmed and there's a lot of information going on, no worries. I just want to kind of walk through my starts that are pretty universal to any empire or species or anything of that nature. This is stuff that you'll do before pause and briefly after pausing as well. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at where we are in the galaxy. We're going to see that we have hyperlanes just coming out this way. And we're probably going to want to take a science ship and start exploring. The best way to do this is select your science ship over here on the right side. You're going to right click your first system, click survey system, and then you're going to hold shift and right click, click survey system. So this queues it up in order. The reason we're doing this is you want to get out, you want to start getting anomalies, start getting experience for your scientist, and start finding hopefully systems that are valuable and worlds that you can go colonize. Next up, we're going to check our researches. We have 3 researches that we get to begin with immediately. And these can vary slightly depending on your empire type, your beliefs, or your tech levels, stuff like that. Early on, like right now, we have capacity overload, improved deflectors, and physics research from researchers. Now, something to remember is these are the actual people in your colony that are actually working research. And if we go and look at our population right now, we can see that we only have 2 researchers. So what we're going to get out of this is, out of the 7, is maybe 1.5% more. So that's really not that worthwhile super early on, not compared to something like a capacity overload, which is going to give you just more energy overall from an edict, or the energy grid, which will give you a technician job and increase the energy production of technicians, which is very, very important. Energy is king. Energy allows you to buy anything you need off the market, allows you to maintain your fleets, your buildings, your population. So we'll definitely select global energy management to begin with. Next up would be society. Again, we're going to go with an off-world trading company. This is going to increase our trade value, which in turn increases our energy production. And we're also going to grab from engineering, maybe army damage and minerals from jobs, though that's also similar to research. It's not going to be very much. These are benefits that will pay off long-term over the game. I think the first one we want to take, though, is going to be powered exoskeletons for that increased mineral production. Now, if we look in our home system, we have a couple things that are not built. We have a 3 mineral, a couple engineering locations as well, and we should have an energy if we can find it in here. Yes, right over here. We have this at the start 100 minerals, so we'll be able to build exactly 1 mining station, and it's really a personal preference if you want to go for the additional minerals or the additional energy, but I am going to suggest going for the additional energy early on. One of the first things that you're going to want to do as soon as you unpause is take a look at your leaders. All right. The goal, in my opinion, should be to get a second science ship out with a scientist as soon as possible. This will allow you to explore, find new anomalies, find new planets to go live on. You want to see if any of them are worth only 100 energy. In this case, it's not. But there is a trait they can have to reduce their cost by 50%, bring it down to 100 energy, and so you could start building that second science ship immediately. In this case, though, we do have a spark of genius for 200 energy, so our goal is going to be to get to that spark of genius. One of the other things that we can do now that we've unpaused is go over to our ship designer. We don't want to be auto-generating ship designs. Instead, we want to be making our own designs, and early on, you're probably going to want to grab missiles as well as small weapons. And in this case, we're going to grab lasers. There's not a lot of shields early on, typically against some of the AI that you might be fighting, which are going to be pirates and potentially even another empire. We're going to want to give a name to our ship design. We're going to tell this to auto upgrade, and we're going to save it. Now, if you notice, the military fleet is going to want to auto switch over to your design. You don't need to do this right now. Seeing as this does cost alloys, this is something you can certainly hold off on for a little while, as these ships are not awful. They are running 2 mass drivers and 1 laser. The reason, though, I switch over towards torpedoes is going to be because they have the shield penetration, the hull damage, and you're going to want to be doing just as much damage as you can initially. Especially if you get like drones or pirates or anything like that, they're not going to be able to just fight back. And this will allow you to slowly upgrade your fleet and still have enough fleet power to protect your trade routes as you start expanding as needed. We are going to come over here to our shipyard. We are going to start building a new science ship. This ship is going to cost us 75 alloys, but I think this is super important to get out early on. It's going to take 60 days, and so while this is going on, we're going to get a little bit of an energy stockpile, which is fine. You can also start your energy production or your science ship production as soon as you're getting close to 200 to have it done just then for a little bit of that min-maxing. In the meantime, we're also going to take our construction ship and begin building another mining station here. We're going to get this additional mineral income
complete.
Soon. Now that our science ship is done, we're going to assign a leader. We're going to recruit a new one. Now, we do have a Spark of Genius. Spark of Geniuses are one of the best leaders you can have. They gain 10% research speed globally for any type of research. So, in my opinion, the best thing to do is recruit that. But instead of assigning it to the science ship, we're going to come over to our technology tree, and we're going to see what we have here. And here we can see we have a leader that just has a leader lifespan of 25 years. So he's really getting no bonus to statecraft or anything that we are researching here. We're going to replace him with our new Spark of Genius. Now we have an additional 10% being added to our current research. So we're at 12% here. And this science ship here can go assign leader and grab our leader with the extended lifespan. Our first science ship is heading out this way to see what might be out there. And so we're going to take this science ship and do what we did with the first one. We're going to right click, click survey system, shift right click, and bring him up here to start seeing what is out there. I hope that gives just the briefest of introductions on how to get started with Stellaris. From here, I wish you success in your relations with other empires, and may RNG bless your anomalies.